Hey everyone, my name's Hayden and I'm the lead smart contract engineer at Aloe Labs. We've been working on our new protocol for about 6 months now, and I'm excited to show you what we've built. So there are a number of things that make Aloe unique, but instead of hitting you with everything up front, I think it'd be better to just dive in and talk through it as we go. So what I have here is our main web app. The URL is earn.aloe.capital, and when I first load it, it gives me this little welcome modal about connecting a wallet. I'm going to go ahead and click skip for now, and that'll bring us to this page where we can see all available lending markets. Now, on other protocols, you're probably used to seeing a two-column layout here. So on the left would be all the tokens you can supply, and on the right would be all the ones that you can borrow. On those platforms, like Compound and Aave, lots of others, everything is lent into one big pool. The problem with that is that a single bad token or a single bad oracle can ruin the entire pool. So we took a different approach with Aloe. Each of these cards is its own isolated lending market. So for example, if you lend wrapped ETH to the wrapped ETH OP pool, other users would only be able to borrow your funds if they posted those tokens as collateral. Something like USD coin wouldn't cut it. Same thing goes for this next one. If I lend DAI, other users would have to post USD coin or DAI as collateral. This might feel a little more complicated than something like Aave, but the benefit is that you get full control over your risk profile. You choose exactly what collateral types are acceptable. All right, enough about that. Let's say I want to deposit into this first pool. I'll go up to the top here and choose Connect Wallet. Go ahead and mark off all these. Connect my wallet. And then I could stay on this page and hit the plus button here, but I personally prefer to manage things through the portfolio page. So let's go up here and do that. Now, I haven't deposited anything to Aloe yet, so right now this page is just showing me what's in my wallet. I can hover over each asset in the asset bar to flip through all the info quickly, or I can click one to make that selection persistent. You can sort of page through the price here, hover over this to get details about where your balance is. Right now everything's in my wallet, so it's one big circle. And I can also get details for each lending pair that OP is part of. So right now I'm on wrapped ETH OP. I can also change to OP USDC. You can see I have different utilization, different implied volatility, etc. So let's say I'm ready to deposit. Should be pretty obvious here. I just click deposit. I'll go ahead and max it out, make sure I've got the appropriate lending pair selected, and then I can just go through the permit and confirm process with my wallet. Perfect, looks like that went through. Now, after the page reloads, if I go over OP again, you can see now instead of being that darker gray and saying that I'm just holding plain old OP, you can see now the circle is OP+, and it's saying specifically all my OP+ is in the WETH OP pool. If I were to withdraw some, this should update so that half of the circle is plain old OP, and half of it is in the WETH OP pair. So if you have different things in different pairs, you can easily see details for each one. So in this case, like I've got 50 OP just in my wallet earning 0% APY, and 50 OP in Aloe earning 0.27% APY. All right, that pretty much covers the lending side of things, but real quickly here, I also want to run through some of our more advanced borrowing features. So the URL is prime.aloe.capital, and one of the cool things about Aloe is that we're tightly integrated with Uniswap v3. So you can get up to 20x leverage on new LP positions, and in the next week or so, we'll also be rolling out a feature that lets you import Uniswap position NFTs as collateral. So I'm pretty excited for that. But in order to do all of it, you'll first have to create a margin account. If you've used Gearbox before, this is somewhat similar to their credit accounts, except each margin account is tied to a specific pair. So clicking new here, you can see I've got all of the available pairs, and I could go through and create a margin account, but to save some time, I've already got one here, so let's just go ahead and open that up. On the left side, the first thing we've got is a summary. You can see I haven't borrowed anything yet, so my liquidation thresholds are 0 and infinity, In other words, I'd probably never get liquidated. And scrolling down, I've got, it shows me how much is available to borrow and the expected APRs that I would be paying back to the lenders. Now, what's interesting is these APRs are around 1%, right? If I hop over to DeFi Llama, it says that for the WETH OP pool, Uniswap LPs could expect to earn 42% APR. Now, that depends on how you count it. Maybe you won't actually make that much, but let's assume I will for a second, because that would be great for me, right? If I'm earning 42% APY from a LP position and only paying 1% back to Aloe lenders, then I'm making a 39% spread. So let's try to set that up. First thing I need to do is add some collateral. So I'll go ahead and put in WETH. Then I need to borrow both tokens, assuming I want to create an in-range Uniswap position. So I'll borrow some OP, borrow some WETH. And you can see as I do that, my account health is updating and the hypothetical state of my assets and liabilities is updating. I can toggle that on and off with this button, but I prefer to keep it on. Once I'm happy, I can go through the approval and confirmation process with my wallet. All right, now that those are submitted, the final step is to actually create my Uniswap position. So you can see here, I've got an add liquidity action card. I've pre-filled it with some values, but you can see we've got the standard options, the price at the lower bound, the price at the upper bound, and then the amounts involved. And the cool thing is that I can actually preview my P&L. So by default, it's assuming I earn no swap fees. But if I turn this up to 0.01 ETH, you can see there's actually a region where I would have positive P&L. Once I'm happy with that, I could go ahead and click confirm and process it in my wallet. Now, this whole thing is a little bit complicated because you do have fine-grained control over the Uniswap positions. So if all you're looking for is unleveraged borrowing, we do have an option in Earn. We were on the portfolio page earlier. If we come over to borrow, you can see we've got a simplified view of things. This just lets us add collateral, remove collateral, borrow, and repay. So you can't do the fancy Uniswap positions here, but it's pretty useful if you're trying to do basic stuff the way that you would on Compound or Aave. So hope that's been informative. Thanks for listening, and we're excited to continue rolling out features here in the next few weeks.